Hello friends and happy Halloween. Today we are changing up the must-have lot series just a little bit by showcasing some of my favorite Halloween or fall themed lots. I think I have a really nice mix of general fall lots, some spooky lots, and also some kind of gimmicky Halloween lots. I think all of the ones I found are really stunning and I'm so excited to show you, so let's hop into it. If this happens to be your first episode with the must-have lot series, it's gonna be a little bit different than usual because typically what we do in the must-have lot series is focus on one world and replace the lots in that world. So I'm gonna show you where I place the lot first, and then we'll tour the lot because they're kind of all over the place. Starting with this lot behind my face cam, we are gonna be heading here in the world of Hinford-on-Bagley. This is the Fall Festival Grounds by chrissieyt. This is, in my opinion, the perfect like fall festival type of lot. We've got a huge pumpkin patch over here in this corner with some little Halloween pumpkins mixed in, which is adorable. They've got the horseshoe tossing for some fun. We have a little picnic and outdoor movie area where you can get some food from these stalls. They also included roller skating. And the most impressive part of this lot, in my opinion, is this hay maze. These are all individually placed. I cannot imagine how much time this took for them to place all of these down individually, but the hay maze is stunning. And there's like some fun spooky things in there. If you didn't know, these will cast like a fog if you turn on the fog effect. And then this little cauldron casts like a ghost thing in the air. It's pretty cool. Oh, and they snuck in a woohoo bush. That is a good addition. We also have bathrooms, a little park area, and the ice cream stand. Also, this Ferris wheel will work. It's technically from High School Years Debug. You can find it in the world on the High School Years pier, but they do work outside of that. So if you place down the debug, you can still ride these rides. So that will be functional. I just thought this lot was so cute though. And it's like the perfect Fall Fest area. They even included a small area for toddlers and infants. So there is a fun to be had for the whole family here on this stunning Fall Fest lot. Next, we're heading to the world of Newcrest and we're gonna be popping down here to the Pumpkin Hill Cafe. This lot is by ArtisticCE. And if you know me, you know I have to include a cafe in the must-have lot series. What I like about this cafe though, is it is very fall and very pumpkin-y, but it kind of feels like a normal cafe that's been decorated for Halloween. On the walk up, we've got some cute jack-o'-lanterns and normal lanterns. They even included a little black cat out here. The actual inside of this lot is kind of small and cozy, which I really like in a cafe. It's very quaint. Now, of course, a lot of it is very autumnal and orange, but I do think that's a cozy color scheme in general, so I don't particularly mind that. Out back, they have some more seating that is technically under a porch, so your Sims would be covered by weather if you had seasons. And then they also have a little pumpkin patch back here with pumpkin carving stations. So you can have your Sims come do that as a fun little fall activity as well. And then look, you can even display your things. Wait, I didn't notice that the first time I looked at it. That's so cute. Next, we're hopping over to the world of Brindleton Bay because there is a massive lot here and we're gonna be headed to HalloweenTown. This stunning HalloweenTown is by Waterwoman 1987. Now this lot, she's a big girl, okay? So if you have a PC that can't run a lot, I would actually recommend that you skip this one. But if you have a PC that can run it, it does work fine. Like I haven't had any crashing issues. I just noticed when I load in that it's a little bit slower. This lot is a cafe lot. And I think we'll kind of just start over here on the left and work our way around. Well, actually, no, let's start on the outside because that's where I think this lot really, really shines. The kind of town core of this with all the little buildings placed together and the big city hall in the center. I just love this lot so much. I think this lot might actually be my favorite of all of the ones I placed down. So go ahead and kind of be thinking which one is your favorite. And at the end of this video, let me know in the comments. Also outside, they just have like a cute little gazebo with a sitting area. They used a lot of the spooky day stuff. So you will see pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns and things everywhere. And my favorite thing about this lot is the sizing up of this pumpkin in the center. So he's kind of a big centerpiece. And they put a lot of lights in his mouth. So at nighttime, he glows really bright, which is so cute. So cute. I'm obsessed with that. But this is a big girl, so let's head in. Over here is where the actual cafe area is. It is so cozy. I love the mix match of patterns and colors in here and all of the fun Halloween decor. I just think this is so beautiful and cozy. If you head through here, you can get to some bathrooms. You'll also notice that a lot of this building is shell, and that does bother some people, but it does not bother me, especially with a build this big. If there wasn't some shell, I don't even think my computer could run it. Keeping on to the left, we've got like a little library area here, so you can come and have your Sims read some books. And then there's also an adorable little movie theater set up with this spider. I actually think I have a spider phobia, okay? So it really does like bother me to look at that. I'm gonna go down for that reason. I'm all sorry if you also have arachnophobia. I don't mean to do that to you, but we have a little spooky movie theater right through here. A lot of it, they just try to make look really cute from the windows. So I almost feel like I should show you in this view. Like, look, it's a little spooky toy store. I'm so obsessed with that. But it is just for show, unfortunately. But listen, guys, they can't help that, okay? They just can't. What we also have through here, though, is a cute little bakery that you could have function if you wanted to. You could change this lot to a small business or to like a retail store from Get to Work and run your bakery out of here if you wanted. We've got some more shell space. The whole town hall is also mostly shell space. They have a few like little creepy rooms, like so when you come up to the front door, you're just met with this creepy little skeleton staring at you, which I think is kind of funny. I appreciate that they made a point to make it look cute through the windows. Because to be honest with you, if I were building this build and I knew I was gonna leave it as shell, I wouldn't have put that effort in. So kudos to them for that. We also have this overgrown pumpkin area where they do have some pumpkin carving stations tucked away. I really love whatever this is. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I assume it's debug, but debug from what? Alien root? Oh, so probably Get to Work. That looks really good. It looks like a pumpkin vine. Keeping on over this way, we do have a little retail store. So another shop that if you wanted to use it for yourself, you could run a retail store from in this one. If you change the lot type over, because this one is functional. You can get in on the little side door right here. And then the thing that I really loved about this lot is there's a coffin store. So if you want to come pick out a coffin for your sim, you can come and buy it from here. Lots of different coffin options to choose from. And honestly, the perfect little Halloween spooky build, I think. This lot, it blows my mind what people come up with. And it's one of the reasons that I started and love the Must Have Lot series so much. I could do all the building in the world and I would have never ever come up with this beautiful lot here. We are back in the world of Newcrest to go to a nightclub. This is the spooky party venue by, I don't know how to say this, Drutrubuilder. Once again, everything will be in the description. This is one of the more gimmicky Halloween lots, and it also has a big spider at the top, but I think it's really cool because it's like a spider web. So if spiders don't bother you, it's really awesome. However, when you page down, he's still there. So I'm gonna temporarily delete this so I can look at this build, and also if you don't like spiders, you can also delete it. It is still cool even without the spider. It's cooler with the spider, obviously, but it's a beautiful nightclub venue. They use the simi capsules of like the more gothic simis. We've got the little gravestones, the grim gnomes, so many pumpkins. I think if you want to do a spooky day celebration or have like a big spooky day party, this is the perfect lot to do it at. They've got photo ops over here so you can take pictures in your Halloween costumes. They've included a buffet table with a little fountain so you can get drinks and whatnot from there. And you can also have your Sims perform if you wanted them to do that, but they also have a big radio for some music and whatnot. I do just think this is a really cool party lot. There's also bathrooms downstairs. So if you're looking for those, that's where you can find them. Now we are heading to the world of Forgotten Hollow, which is the world that comes with vampires, and we're gonna be visiting a bar here. This is the Crypt Bar and Restaurant by Aliana 101. And it's semi-limited pack, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna show you this build a couple of ways because I usually just come into build mode to show you these builds, and I do want to do that, but I'm also going to bring a sim here, and I'll show you why in just a second. This is such a cool build. I'm sure you noticed, though, from the gallery that it has a green glow at nighttime, and it does, but these little box lights right here are what make that happen, and you won't actually be able to see those in live mode, so I'll bring a sim here to show you that those will be gone. But let's just tour it normally for now. So I really like that it actually looks like a big crypt. They even have a sign. Oh my God, how did I not notice that? That's so cool. These are basically art pieces, so it's not CC. Don't worry about that. But out back, they have some little tables kind of in this scary, I don't even think you'd call it a garden. I think this is like a grave site, right? But if you want to eat amongst the ghosts, that's your prerogative, okay? Heading down into the lot, this is the second floor that does lead you out to the graveyard. But if you go down, you can see the actual bar area here on the level floor. I love the lighting, that it's like kind of a creepy red vibe. I actually really like that they have coffins in here. It's just really fun and spooky, and I'm obsessed with that so much. They just did a really good job of giving the lot like a very creepy, spooky energy. Lots of skill building items too, so you can come do piano. There's also over here some instruments, violins, guitars, some mics, and they have like little private seating areas where you can watch each of the performers. If you're looking for bathrooms, you can find them to the left and the right of the build on the edges. But overall, I just think this lot is so cool. So let me come here in live mode and show you the outside of this build. So here in live mode, you can see all of the things are gone. So just know when you come here, it won't look like that. And then at nighttime, you'll be able to see all of the gorgeous, stunning green lights here. This is such a fun little spooky lot. I'm obsessed with it. We're heading back to the world of Newcrest for the haunted house attraction. This lot is by Severus Snape, and it is technically a karaoke bar. But from the outside, it looks like a haunted house attraction, which is so cool. Let me know in the comments, have you ever been to a haunted house? I'm a big baby. If you couldn't tell by the way I handle spiders, and I've never been into one, don't want to go into one. So I can't speak on accuracy, but this is what I imagine the inside of a haunted house looks like. Like little scary rooms. They're almost kind of thematic. Like this one's very doll themed. There's little ghosties and creepy things everywhere. But if you've been to a haunted house, oh, and look, this one's like a doctor scary room. That's kind of cool. I believe your Sims can actually come and walk through this. However, it's not gonna really function like a haunted house, but just know it's there and really well done. But if you come in over through this door all the way to the left, there are some stairs that lead downstairs, which is where the actual karaoke bar and like kind of bar are. So if you don't want it to be a karaoke bar, I don't think you have to let it be. You could swap it over to just be a normal bar or like a nightclub. There's a couple dance floors, some DJ booths, and then we've got some separated karaoke over here, and then a big main karaoke over here. I just thought this lot was so neat, and I love that it looks like a haunted house from the outside especially. Would you want a haunted house lot in The Sims? Let me know. I think I actually would. I think I would be willing to go in The Sims, just not in real life. I think I might be stuck on an infinite loading screen. I've been here for a minute. Hello? Not the task manager not responding. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, we're good. Well, we are back in the game, and we are back in the world of Forgotten Hollow, where we are going to go look at an actual haunted house lot now. It is actually placed where Vlad's house goes. This is the Haunted Mansion by PlumbobKingdom. I do think it would also be cool to let Vlad live here, but I just think this lot, especially from the outside, is so stunning. Also, guys, these are all individually placed. The amount of time that takes is insane. But let's start on the bottom floor. I do love the spooky gothic energy of this house. A lot of paranormal stuff is used, which I actually really love that pack. But we've got a big living room and almost sunroom area over here. Kind of like a little library office space here in the back. And then we've got our dining room and a massive kitchen over this way. A huge bathroom over in this little circle area. And then if you head up the stairs, we've got some bedrooms and bathrooms. So we've got a large bed and bath over here and the same thing over on this side. Except this one has a little seance room up top, which is pretty cool. You can also walk through this area where there is a ladder that leads up to the very top where there is another seance table if you wanted to use that. I just think this house is so stunning, especially the exterior of it. Also, I think I say it every time I see or use this tree. Does anybody remember Fern Gully? This tree reminds me of that, and it's so spooky. And I think it's extra spooky if you ever watched the movie Fern Gully. So let me know in the comments if I'm alone in that or if you know what I'm talking about. For our very last lot, we're heading to the world of Ravenwood over in the Morningvale area. And we're gonna go to this lot right here. This is the All Occults Haunted House, and it's actually by me, PlumeriaPlay. I swear to you, I do not usually put myself in these must-have lot videos, but I built this spooky lot, and I really do think it's a great spooky / Halloween lot. So hopefully I don't sound conceited. I promise I'm not trying to, but this is a haunted house that has a room for every single occult. The outside is mostly just landscaping with some little ghosties and some jack-o'-lanterns mixed in, and of course, my beautiful Fern Gully tree. I was super brave, and there are little spiders on the outside. That was actually really horrible for me, but we did it. You walk into a grand entryway. I just kind of wanted it to have like haunted castle energy. We have a huge dining room area, and then if you head to the left, you have our little kitchen space. And if you head all the way over to the right, we've got a bar and our living room space. I also have a greenhouse here for our fairy and spellcaster, so we included a cauldron down here. Heading up the stairs, we have kind of a communal landing. We've got some games tables. I did put a seance table. And then this is where the occult bedrooms start. So back here, we've got the bedroom for our fairy sim. If we move to the left, we've got a room for the werewolf and a room for the alien. Heading back over to the right of the build, this is the room for our human, because if you didn't know, there's 7 major occults, meaning there are some other more minor occults that you can get to, but you can't make them in cast. So this is for all of the major occults and a singular human. We've got our little mermaid space over here. And if we keep going up, we've got the other bedroom. So we've got spellcaster, vampire, and ghost. And then they also have a communal area. So we've got another kind of living space. And then we have a little games area over here. And then the last space, if you head back to the living room, we use the secret book door from the Bella Goth kit. And we have a small little workout room for our werewolf. And then if you head down the stairs, we have a dungeon. This one right here is our kind of what we use for a rage room. And then this here is for any prisoner that maybe you'd like to keep. That's your business. I also have a large pool for the mermaid. But that is it for all of our Halloween lots. Let me know your favorite in the comments. And if you want to see more seasonal must-have lots videos, like for Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, I'd love to know your thoughts on that as well. I'd like to give a special shout out to my YouTube channel members. Thank you guys so much for the extra support. It really does mean the world to me. If you'd also like to become a channel member, you can find the link in the description below. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have the best rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.